What a load of old shit. Hey everyone, what's going on everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little Manchester United rundown news video for you. Just of the day's news and of course of the yesterday's news as well. We didn't get on and do a video yesterday. I was too pissed off with the United game the day before, obviously. But there's a little bit of news to talk about over the last sort of day and obviously today. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, give you the latest rundown of the day's Man United goings on. But I hope you're all well today, guys. How you doing? Thank you very much for joining. Honey Badger, what's going on there? Berber Lad, we got Connor Matthews in here as well. Drew Who, how are you getting on there, sir? J King, everyone else as well who's getting in here. Smash that like button on the video if you haven't done so. Drop the thumbs up on it. Give it a share out there around the world as well on Twitter, social media, OnlyFans, wherever the fuck you want to put it. Do us a favor. But yes, do drop the like and get your opinions in the live chat as we go along. Welcome in there as well to Johnny M. Bell6091, what's going on, mate? 21 Nick P, couple of the legends getting in here as well. Thank you for joining. I was just catching the end of the Liverpool game, which is why I was a couple of minutes late. It's still on, actually. It was just about to finish, but it looks like they're going to win that one. Gash! But anyway, Inter did come back and score a goal, but then they got a man sent off, and yeah. Hopefully, somebody's going to tell me in about 2 seconds' time that Inter scored a late equaliser, though. But anyway, it might have just finished. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Let's talk about it then. So, really, I guess what I want to discuss first of all is just, let's face it, Manchester United just got drubbed up by City away at the empty hand in the Premier League, a proper demoralising performance and result for the lads. 4-1 drubbings, totally outclassed, barely anything to give whatsoever in that second half. Like that in terms of a second half performance, that was the most I've ever seen a Manchester United side like outclassed in a 45 minutes. Just like not even in it at all. At one point they had, 92% possession in a 15-minute spell just before they scored their last goal. I mean, that's the class of 92% for fuck's sake. This isn't the, or somebody commented that on my video and I thought it's pretty clever. The class of 92%, that's the fucking what we're dealing with right now. But 92% to the other bloody opposition. So, poor football from United. I think the setup from United was just generally not right for the game. Going to be honest. I mean, I sort of agree. Rio Ferdinand's been speaking. And I sort of agree largely with what Rio said. I mean, it does depend on how you're going to go about the game as well and instructions to the players. What I saw time and time again against Manchester City was us just playing into their hands, really. What was going on is they're very slow with it. They're very slow with it in their own half and stuff, as they do. But it's designed to try and frustrate you. It's designed to get you to come out. And so they can then get that space in there. And if you actually look at the midfield battle, well, we didn't even have a midfield in that game. They got totally all on us all the time. They outnumbered us in that position. And this is what Rio Ferdinand said about it. He said that there are so many instances that you look at the defence and you can also talk about the midfield. We have two midfielders in there and they were outnumbered consistently. City played 3 in there. To play 2 in there is suicidal. I know they played 2 midfielders up front, which to me was like, whoa. He said, and which is a fair point, like bit of a strange. And he said, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in your squad, and you're going away in a game like that. If you had Edinson Cavani and Rangnick said that he was going to play and get it, you'd get it. But you're playing 2 midfielders up top, and you're thinking, wow, never done that. And you're doing it against your biggest rivals in City, who are going to win the league. And you're running for 4th, and you're going to do something completely new and outlandish in the game. He said, if you play 2 midfielders up front, we didn't even manage to pack the midfield. We still were open in there. You may as well have played Ronaldo. I just could not get my head around it. So pretty much how I felt about the overall setup of the team and how we played and the strange experimentation going on there by Ralph Rangnick. It was pretty strange, the selection that he made and the fact that, okay, maybe Ronaldo does generally have an issue with his hip, but it just does beg the question, what is going on with Cristiano Ronaldo behind the scenes? We'll get onto that in a minute. But I have to say, I wasn't impressed with how Rangnick set them up. I wasn't impressed with our second half reaction at all. It was the worst second half we've seen all season. Okay, it may have been against the best team in the league, but still, even so, you got to be in it a little bit. And, we've seen City come up against a lot of other teams recently, and they've beaten them, apart from the Spurs game, obviously. But even in those games, most of the time, these lesser teams are giving them a much better go of it than we were. in that Manchester derby. So it's just absolutely disgraceful, to be honest, the level of performance that those guys put in. And in all fairness, like 5 or 6 of them, I want to see 5 or 6 of them just dropped out of the team for the next game. I think Rangnick has got to be bold here. I would rather play youth players, honestly would. I'd rather see the likes of Mejbri come in, or just anybody, or some of these youngsters, rather than some of the overpaid, overhyped prima donna melt sticks we've got currently playing at Manchester United. You know, people like Slabby Maguire, he needs to be dropped, guys. It's time now for him to be dropped. And it needs to be sold in the summer. I'm not going to dwell too much on Slabby Maguire because we've already done that. But you know my thoughts on him. He's not up to the standard. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the defending. So I saw this viral video that was going around. Don't know if you saw it, but it was just somebody on Twitter. Let me give them a shout out, actually. But they were highlighting the goal that we conceded for one of the goals, and it just shows Lindelof giving up on the edge of the box after he's committed. It's for De Bruyne's goal, and one of De Bruyne's goals, and you know, Lindelof totally gives up. Slabby Maguire gets absolutely fucked over. It's for his Meg goal. So he could just put it out of play. It's like simple. The ball's right there. He's not in any imminent danger. There is somebody coming in from his left-hand side, but he's facing the goal. He can just tap it out for a corner. That's all he's got to do. That's all he's got to do in that situation, is just tap it out for a fucking corner. But he doesn't. He elects to dummy it to the opposition. I've never seen anything like that before, where he doesn't even know what's behind him. Like, if you've got the awareness that somebody's there, your teammates there, okay, try that in the 6-yard box. Not really. Nobody's ever going to tell you to try that in the fucking 6-yard box. You got to remember the fundamentals of defending. Get it away from the fucking goal. Hoof it out, lad. But he didn't. He tried to play something that's beyond his station. He tried to play something intelligent. Don't do anything intelligent, Slappy Maguire. You haven't got that in your locker, pal. Keep it fucking simple. You're the English Robert Hoofland. Just hoof it out. And anyway, so in my opinion, these players, Lindelof was fucking shocking as well. Let's not get away from the fact that he was himself individually absolutely dreary. But as a duo, just going to highlight all of the same problems that we've had, you know, over the years with those two melters at the back. They do leak goals all the time for Manchester United, and they're both bang average, and they both need to be sold in the summer, really. Lindelof, maybe not so much, because let's face it, he has a good season. He's had a good season this season. I'm not going to write Lindelof for one game, but I'm just saying that we need to make changes in that centre-back position. Lindelof has got a place in the squad, in my opinion, actually. But Slabby Maguire, do one, and then you've got a bunch of other defenders there, which are just fringe, which really we need to get rid of as well, and actually get some world-class players. Somebody to come in and partner Rafael Varane, who is clearly the best centre-back Manchester United have. Because if you look at how Manchester United play without him, we're fucking shoddy. Even with him, we're ropey at the back because we've still got the human slab or whoever next to him. But with Varane, we do look much more solid. So we need somebody of that ilk, of that quality to come in the summer and just partner up with Rafael Varane, because clearly Mags and Lindo are not good enough. So those two need to be dropped from the team, guys. And then you got Fred and McTominay in the centre of the park. I mean, crikey, you know, let's see something different next time. Matic should come in. Actually had a good game against Watford. You know, let's see something different. Those two have been absolutely subpar and bang average and inconsistent for way too long. These guys need to be dropped. People like Pogba as well. Pogba, I mean, okay, he had a couple of good games when he's come back, but classic old Pogba, so inconsistent and just frustrating. So, you know, Rangnick's got to be bold next game. He's got it completely wrong and shat the bed in that Manchester derby. You know, he has to take some blame as well. Yes, the players were pitiful. People like Victor Lindelof giving up the chase. People like Pogba sauntering around. People like, of course, Maguire, no-look dummying it to the opposition and stuff like that. People, they all had stinkers, guys. But Ralph Rangnick set them up in a certain way. He did elect to experiment somewhat with the team selection as well, with Alanga coming in there and no Ronaldo and all the rest of it. And so he's got to shoulder some of the blame for this absolutely gastastic, historic battering from Manchester City. Because that one will live in the memory for a long time, because it was so far away from them. You know, you can handle if you lose a heated battle of a game or something, but we're so far away from them. I mean, that is the biggest concern for Manchester United. Like, how long does it take for us to get to that quality where we can compete with the likes of Manchester City? So I don't see it happening anytime overnight. Certainly not with Ralph Rangnick at the club. And no disrespect to him, he is just an interim manager and he's going in the summer, but certainly not with him in the club. We need to get something going in the summer with a new man coming in, new personnel, new approach, He can go up into a consultancy role. And then, of course, we can get new players in the summer. We need a big change in the summer. There's lots of players going to be going anyway. We need to buy 5, 6, 7 players in the summer. And I kid you not, that's what we need to do if we want to have try and have a successful season next season, because still, all the puzzle pieces, you've got to try and fit them into place. And that's not guaranteed even if you do spend. But certainly with this current squad of players we've got right now, we're always going to continue to be short of City and all these teams as well, because we are lacking in certain areas. I mean, no matter which coach you've got in there, I think they're going to struggle to do well in a game like the Manchester Derby when you've got fucking Fred and McTominay in midfield and Maguire and Lindelof to choose from at the back. So yes, we do have to improve in terms of personnel, but of course these guys that we've currently got have to do better, and Rangnick has to get these players performing better. Guys, thank you for joining us, by the way. There's loads of legends in here. Brad Wright, what's going on, mate? Ferguson won the last league with a basic team and aging superstars. Just shows you his genius. Ferguson will probably be up there this season. Hey, respect, mate. You're absolutely bang on. I mean, you know, it is all about getting the best out of what you've got as well. And Alex Ferguson proved that many a time. I mean, he had players like Anderson doing a shift for him and doing well for him. He made people like Darren Fletcher world beaters, you know, Park Ji-sung and all the rest of it. You know, he was a genius and master motivator and also just a great man manager. So yeah, somebody like him, maybe, I'm going to be honest though, I think even Sir Alex would struggle with this current team. I mean, even the great Sir Alex would struggle with this current team to get the best out of them, because we are lacking compared to the opposition. I mean, in his day, he would see the team, he would look at the team and he would build new teams, wouldn't he? But he'd always make really good signings. Sometimes you get a bit of a dud, but he's signing players like Rio and Vidic to be our centre-back pairings and stuff like that. I think if he came in, he would not be happy with Maguire and Lindelof at the back. He wants to have some of the best players around. He would sign the Rolls Royces a lot of the time, and a lot of gems, as well for cheap, that we turn into really fantastic players also and get the best out of them. But you know, I think, I'm going to be honest, Sir Alex Ferguson would struggle with this team, guys. He would, especially up against Klopp and Pep and what they're doing at this moment in time and where they are. Like, anybody would struggle this United side. We still have problem areas in the team. But I agree. I mean, somebody should be capable of getting a lot more out of this set of players than what we're currently seeing. And I know before this, Rangnick had gone on a four game. There's 4 wins and 4 draws in our last 8 Premier League games and stuff like that. And that's decent. But before that, it was gash. He's only just come in though, but obviously then the Manchester Derby. I mean, it's just compounded the misery. We're having a poor season and top 4's big time in question. Did you see that Spurs game last night where they battered Everton and they've got the it's just not looking good, is it, for Manchester United for top 4? We need to hope on the likes of Arsenal and Tottenham just absolutely bottling it, which I do hold out quite a bit of hope for, to be honest, guys, because they're absolute bottle merchants as clubs. In all fairness, like they probably will shut it at some point. So that fills me with a bit of hope. Guys, thank you so much to every one of you legends that's tuning in. I can see Toby, Joe Pringle, Connor, Callum Gill, Honey Badger, Nathan Buckley, Mark Coughlin, Berber, Bailey Mancy, Jamie Johnson, Patricia O'Donnell, everybody, Ashley Bailey. What's going on, Ashley? Everyone, do us a favor. There's over 100 of you legends in here. Smash that like button on it. Give it a thumbs up. Let's get 100 likes. Share it around on the socials as well. Help us out. Boost us up on the YouTube algorithm. Help us compete with the clickbait merchants and the corporations. Smash that like, and also hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. Get yourself in the live chat. It's free to chat. You only need to be subbed for 1 minute. So hit that subscribe and get yourselves in there. Okay then, guys. So, yeah, gonna be honest, an absolute shitter of a result. Don't even want to talk anymore about it, to be fair, because it was a disgrace. That's the only word I can really use to sum it up. That second half performance was nothing short of an absolute disgrace. It was scandalous, in fact. Scandalous is the word I would use, just because these guys showed such little heart and such little fight and bollocks. And when you're representing United in the derby, you've always got to be giving more than that. They were subpar. They were subpar, all of them. All of them. Right, let's thank you very much, Ashley Bailey. Much love, man. Thank you so much. Right, let's just get into the obviously you know how these streams work, guys. I'm going to give you the latest news. I will dip in and out of the live chat a bit as we go along. We'll have a big Q&A at the end as well. But I want to talk about the sort of main headline of this video now, which is the Rashford situation. I mean, there's a lot being made. There's a lot being made of Rashford and his state of the club. So there's reports that he's unsettled. There's reports that he's not happy with the lack of playing time and his role in this current squad. And I can sort of understand that. He's been shite this season, and so he's not really been played much. Rangnick's come as a new coach. He probably really liked Ollie. Now he's got a stern sort of headmaster type to deal with who doesn't like him as much because he's not picking him as much, but probably based on form. Because let's face it, Rashford hasn't exactly set the world alight, especially under Rangnick, apart from a couple of off-the-bench performances where he did get a couple of goals. But other than that, he's not really been deserving of his place in the team. Let's be fair now. So he might be unsettled. He might not be happy with his current state of the club because he's not getting picked regularly in the team. But would you pick Marcus Rashford right now based on form? Because I wouldn't. I mean, I personally think Rashford, it's justified that he's not starting at this moment in time. He does need a bit of a reality check. What I would say is, though, it's foolish to think that we should get rid of this guy right now. I mean, in my opinion, he is playing trash. Like I can see Carlson says, Rashford is Trashford. He is playing trash right now, but I think it'd be foolish to get rid of him at this stage. He's still got something to offer. And the fact of the matter is, let's have a look at this from Paul Merson, right? I don't often agree with Paul Merson, nor do I ever really quote Paul Merson. But there's an article, or there's some quotes from Paul Merson where he said this. And I agree with him on this one to a large degree, right? Because he says, it's been 2 or 3 months and there is talk of Rashford being moved on. Seriously? No manager in their right mind would come to Old Trafford and offload Rashford. Even if I was going to take over the club as manager tomorrow morning, I wouldn't be letting Rashford go. This is why Manchester United are in a shambles. How haven't they got a manager in place now? Whoever does come in as manager isn't going to get rid of Rashford. So the move will have to be done before then. That's if it's going to happen. I mean, I do kind of agree with this statement, really. There's talks of PSG being interested, as you can see from Fabrizio Romano's tweet there from earlier, or yesterday, it was actually last night. It just says Paris Saint-Germain had Marcus Rashford name in their list as an option, not the only one, to replace Kylian Mbappe last summer in case a deal was agreed with Real Madrid. So, and I certainly don't think Rashford would be going last summer, but he says no new fresh contacts with PSG as of now, but Rashford is considering his future and it would take time. So these are the latest reports that we're hearing various places, is that Rashford is sort of unsettled and he's considering his future, and that maybe there is a big interest there from Paris Saint-Germain because he's a young up-and-coming star as well. And let's face it, they could do a lot worse. Marcus Rashford did well against PSG previous as well. I mean, I just don't really think that it makes sense for Man United to offload him, especially when we don't even have a new coach in. This season's a fucking write-off, guys. All of these players are shite this season. The Portuguese Magnifico, Bruno Fernandes, who was absolutely unplayable for 18 months after signing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is fucking shite at the moment. How about Cristiano Ronaldo? That's right, the same Cristiano Ronaldo who happens to be the greatest player of all time. Fucking looking bang average, might as well be called fucking Billy Mitchell or something, playing up top there for United last bunch of games though. The Paul Pogba, World Cup winner. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Might as well be his brother fucking Florian or whatever. It's bang average from these guys. These are big names, big players. And then also you got the rest of them slapping to Maguire, doing bits for England, getting them to fucking Euro finals and World Cup semis and all the rest of it. But shite for us. So, a lot of these players have been bang average, underperforming, even the best ones, even some of the best players around. Some of the best players in the world. I bet you if we signed Kevin De Bruyne tomorrow, it'd take about 6 or 7 games before he looked like he was fucking bang average. Because there's just some sort of cancer at this football club, it seems, right now. Probably stemming from the gash leadership and ownership at the top. But also, the lack of, I guess it's a lack of direction that is taking place right now. I think in the summer, things will be much better for a lot of these players. They'll either go or a new coach will come in and we'll start the project then. I don't think we've started the project yet. This is it's a substitute teacher coming in here. And, your actual teacher's on maternity leave until a few months. So you've got to get somebody in here just to tide things over, right? And so that's all it is with Ralf Rangnick at this club. We will most likely bring in somebody like, I don't know, Ten Hag or somebody else, Pochettino, hopefully not, in the summer, and then they'll sign a few players and they'll decide which players they're going to want to keep and they'll decide how they're going to want to play. So you can't get rid of players right now anyway. You can't get rid of them anyway. The transfer window's not even open. But if PSG came in with a big offer, I don't think we should sell Marcus Rashford, to be fair. He's had a few really good seasons for Manchester United. This season has been absolutely shite. I'm not defending this season, but so is everybody else's, like I've just said. It's only David De Gea who really springs out in my mind. Maybe Dallow's had pretty good performances, I suppose, overall, but really not. Not, like, there's not anybody that's really set the world alight as an outfield player at Manchester United this season. So somebody could come in with the right system, with the right formula, and just make Rashford a worldie again. I think there's just something going on with Marcus Rashford right now. He doesn't look happy. He looks disinterested, and I just don't know what it is, guys. I really don't know what it is. But I really hope that in the summer, when somebody else comes in, things improve for the whole squad, because we have got really good players here. Like, people are writing off Bruno and writing off Ronaldo and writing off Rashford, but I think their overall quality speak for themselves. The old adage is true: form is temporary, class is permanent. I think Rashford developed really well up to a certain point, and then he just hasn't developed anymore. He looked like he was going to go on and be, like this. You see how Erling Haaland has developed, how Kylian Mbappe has developed. Like, you thought Rashford was going to continue that same sort of trajectory. Unfortunately, he hasn't. He's leveled off a little bit here, and if anything, he's gone backwards this season. But he's got the qualities, guys. We know he's got the quality, so it's just a matter of getting the best out of him, getting him back on the right track, getting him mentally right, because clearly he's not mentally right now. But I actually agree with Merson on that one. I wouldn't sell him. I think if a new coach came in the summer and did want to sell him, then it depends on what they want to do and how they want to play. But I think he's still got so much to give at Manchester United in terms of development. Listen, he's been shite this season. I'm not trying to just to defend him for the sake of it. I'm just looking at it from the point of, he has done some good things in seasons at United since he's come in the side, since Louis gave him that debut, and he has developed to a point. And it's just stopped. But I think you can kickstart that again if somebody came in, But there you go, guys. And let me just ask you this, though. So there's talks of PSG being interested in Marcus Rashford. How much money do you think, in terms of pounds, millions of pounds, do you think Rashford's actually worth in this current market? So he's 24, England international, one of the hottest prospects in England, maybe not based on this season, but certainly if you go back a year, everybody in world football would have been queuing up to sign Rashford if he was available. 299 says Mark Coughlin. 20 million says Mad FUT818. 40 million says Connor Matthews. 15 million says Bell691. 40 million says Thomas. Okay, listen, I'm gonna disagree with all of you and say that he's worth a huge amount of money, this guy. Huge amount of money. I mean, he's got a couple of years left on his contract, I think, until 23, but there's an option to extend. He's worth 70, 80 million pounds. Of course he is. We paid 80 million pounds for fucking Slabby Maguire, guys. And you're telling me Rashford's worth 15 mil? No. Rashford is an exciting player. He's being, I think, he's being shackled by this current Manchester United team, just like everybody else is. He also needs to step up massively as an individual because he's bottling it. But so's everyone else. As a team, it's not firing, it's not functioning. So everybody's struggling. That's the reality. That's the reality from the coach down. 90 million, says Craig Phillips. Madhouse says 30 million or 200 million to PSG. Jay King says we should get Chouameni. Scotty and Bumpy Television says Rashford is worth 100 million barrels of oil to Glazers. Seriously, 70 to 80 million. That's honestly what I think, Batman. Easy, he's worth that, says T-Mill. Yeah, he's worth more than Maguire. Spot on, he's worth more than Maguire. Like, we're just writing somebody off for a few months here. That's, Merson said it there. Based on a few months, this is what people are saying now. Whereas a few months ago, we're all more or less raving about him still. So I do think that we have to be a little bit more patient with Marcus Rashford. He's been poor. I'm not saying he shouldn't be starting in the next couple of games. But for the future, he's still got a place here. He needs to just go away, get back the right mentality, and get hungry and competitive and have that fight and that edge. I want to see a bit of nastiness from Marcus Rashford on the pitch. He's such a nice guy. I want to see fucking a bit of nastiness, a bit of fire in him. Fire in his belly. That's what we need to see from Marcus Rashford. So he does need to go away. He does need to get himself right. But for the future, he could be fantastic wherever he goes. And I think if we let him go in the summer, we'd be pretty foolish to do so. Especially because we don't truly know if his development has stopped yet. He was developing really well for years, and then it stopped. But I think that, if you let him go, he could be the one that got away. He could be the one that got away, and he could go on and do some amazing things in the game. So I think you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him another year, another season at this football club, and hope that the new coach who comes in can get this team firing and can get Rashford firing and developing again. And then I think we'll be all right with Rashford. Spot on, says J King. Thank you very much. And then in that time, if he's not good enough by the end of next season, he'll be 25. And if it's in a similar situation like it is now, well, then he'll be proven to not be good enough. But you can't sack him off just based on a few months. Let's see how he does over the course of this next year and even 18 months to the end of next season, I would say. Joe Pringle says the whole team need to lose the social media crap and go back to basics. Berber says, Pig, I usually agree with you, but not on this. You're done with Rashford. Oh, Berber, fair play. Well, I mean, I can understand it. I'm done with certain players at the time. I'm done with Slabby Maguire, for instance. I get it. Everybody's got different opinions. What frustrates me about Rashford is sometimes it doesn't look like he's trying. Recently, I don't mind players who are putting in a bit of an average performance if they're busting a lung and properly trying in and just getting stuck in. But I haven't really been seeing that from Rashford lately. That's my only concern about him. And also, his head's just gone. Like, he used to have a bit about him in terms of creating things in the final third and having a bit of coolness on the ball. He's always been somewhat of a headless chicken, just trying to, blitz it past people and get shots on and get balls and all that kind of thing. But recently, he's been taking a leaf out of the Dan James style of attacking, which is just regardless of who's in front of you or what teammates are behind you, you just fucking run into the opposition. I don't really understand what he's been. He looks completely lost out there for somebody that's so good. And just a short while ago, was getting us. He got 17 league goals one season for Manchester United. Was it the year before? Last the one before. He got 17 league goals. He was doing pretty damn good. So what's happened with Marcus Rashford? It is bad. It is bad, I agree. He's a wannabe Ronaldo, overdoses it, shows off too much. Well, maybe these people just had too much too soon. You see these young players get given so much so early. And, I don't know, maybe they lose that bit of that hunger. You lose a bit of that hunger. It's hard to wake up at 6 a.m. and go running in the cold when you're sleeping on silk sheets, as they say. So, but anyway, Daniel James would do more for us, says Berber. Oh, come on now. No, come on now. You see, this is silliness now. People have got short memories here. When did Daniel James ever get 17 league goals for Manchester United? He hasn't. He was absolutely playing every shite. And also, just like we can't write somebody off for such a short. It's not that short, is it? It's more or less the whole season, but still. What about the coaching situation, guys? How's about the whole team's been shit? That's a big worry. It's not just Radford, is it? The whole team's been shit. The coaching's been an issue under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and also, in my opinion, under Ralf Rangnick. It's not like this is a well-oiled machine of a team, so it's not easy for anybody out there, but I certainly think... I stand by Rashford. I want to see him given another season at Manchester United. I can understand you not, though. So let's have a little vote in the live chat, guys. Are you Rashford in or Rashford out? Like, as in out, sell him in the summer, get him gone. Or in, as in, let's keep him and give him next season under the new manager, whoever that may be. Are you Rashford in or Rashford out? Let's have a little vote in the chat and see what you guys are saying. Out. Merchant says out, in. Oh, okay. Out till 2026. Paul says, man, FUT. That's not a bad idea, is it? Okay, fair enough. I'll get a little poll on the go then. But it looks like most of you are saying Rashford out there to me. But I will get a poll on the go, see. Rashford in, out. Okay, I'm going to ask the community there, guys. Do get a little vote on. Hey, we're only 3 likes away from 100 likes. Like Spike! Who's going to be that 100th liker? Smash that thumbs up on the video. Let's blitz past 100 likes. And also, thank you for joining. Get yourselves involved in the chat. Share it around and all that jazz. Right. Okay, so there's the poll, guys. Have a little vote. 56% out. Oh, the fan base does not feel good about Marcus Rashford right now. He has been shite, hasn't he? But come on. Are we really going to let a star talent like that who's worth 70 million pounds go in the summer just based on one dodgy season? You've got to give him a bit of a chance. I mean, do you remember that season where David De Gea was fucking shite for us? Do you remember that one, guys? I'm sure you all do. In fact, I know like people like Berber and Gangshi and all these legends, Rushmano, were around during those days, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of people were saying, get the fuck out of the club. David De Gea, he's lost it. He's finished. He's shite. He's gone. His head's gone. His development's gone. He's finished. He's the next Joe Hart. He's bottle jobbed it. Who remembers that, guys? Who remembers that? I remember that. I was probably one of the people saying it. No, I wasn't actually. I've always pretty much stuck with Davide and said that he's still class. And he will come good, but he was having a stinker, you know. And he has come good, hasn't he? He has come good again. Now, I know it's a different type of scenario because he's more mature, but still, a lot of people would have seen David De Gea go at that point of time. A lot of people would have done because he did have a very bang average season for us, like a whole season. In fact, it was a season and a half. It was 18 months of pure mediocrity. So from my memory from David De Gea coming in, when he first came in on the Ceramics, you know, as a young teenage lad, skinny, he's come in, he's struggled in his first season or so because he's not got the physicality there. But then he's just developed, and every season's getting better into an absolute beast. And then around about, I don't know, when he's 28 or 29 or whenever it was, he shat it. And for 18 months, he was pretty bang average, and he did let us down quite a lot. He still had some amazing performances within there, but he just let us down so much. But, man, if we'd have let him go then we'd have lost out on somebody who, the next season, started to perform again like the best, like the player that we knew they were. And so I just wouldn't get rid of Rashford so soon based on that, you know. I want to see a longer period of mediocrity from a player before I want them out of the club, such as Harry Maguire, because I think more or less since he's come in, he's been pretty bang average. I suppose his first season was much better than he's been this one, or the last one. But he's, that's a long period of gashness, though. You know? Okay, fair enough. Since March 2020, he's been gash. Ooh, interesting. Well, I don't know about that. Let's have a look at Rashford stats. You're talking about Rashford. Rashford stats for the Premier League in 2021. He got so this is what he's got this season: 4 goals and 2 assists. This is just the Premier League stats. 4 goals and 2 assists in 18. It's bang average. That's no good. Last season, 9 assists and 11 goals in 37 Premier League appearances. That's not bad. 20 goal contributions in 37. It's not great. The season before was very good. 7 assists, 17 goals, 31 appearances. A goal contribution of 24 goals in 31 Premier League appearances. The season before that, as a teenager, 6 assists, 10 goals, 33 appearances. So I think this season sticks out in my mind as being a clear, awful season for Marcus Rashford. But you go back and look at the last 3 years, pretty good. Pretty good in my opinion, overall, pretty good. So, I don't agree with that. I don't think he's been gashed that long since March 2020, personally. And then these aren't even stats, thinking about Champions League or any other competitions either. So, hey, look, I'm not defending Rashford and saying he's amazing right now, because he's not. All I'm saying is this is not the best Marcus Rashford you're seeing, just like it's not the best Cristiano Ronaldo you're seeing. There's loads of reasons why these players are underperforming at this club right now, and it's a toxic environment, it seems like, for whatever reason. Good players, especially at other clubs when they come in, seem to just fall off a cliff at this football club. I don't know what it is, and so there's definitely a big problem here. You remember 4 years ago we were saying the same thing about Rashi, says Mad FUT. Bell says those figures don't justify the money he's on. He is on way too much money. These players get given way too much too soon, I agree. Maybe that destroys their mentality and their hunger. It's a ridiculous amount of money. Piggy, do you think we can finish top 8, says Madhouse? Right, okay, so Tottenham smashed up Everton. Arsenal are doing well at this moment in time. United bottling it. I mean, I don't think we will finish in the top 4, but I still think we're going to finish 5th. I don't see Arsenal and Tottenham finishing above us, because surely the North London bottling company is going to start producing some bottles pretty soon. And whether it's Arsenal, Tottenham, and either or, somebody's going to bottle it. So I think we will. I don't think we'll finish any lower than 5th. But then again, we have got very tough fixtures coming up. And if you look at how we've been playing against the lesser teams and then go how we looked against a really good team like City, well, we've got a lot of the really good teams coming up now. So who knows? We could finish as low as 8th. We actually could. Or we could somehow sneak it into the 4th place. What Rangnick's going to have to do is, upset these big teams between now and the end of the season, which we should be capable of doing. But right now, it doesn't look like we can get anything really there. Okay, I want to get on to my next topic of discussion here, which is about Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, okay, Rushmon, let's have a quick look at this, Dad. Oh, nice one. Okay, I'm going to get onto the transfer stuff very, very shortly. Thank you so much. But I just want to talk about this. So Rangnick did not play Cristiano Ronaldo, did he? And there's a lot of talk about, oh, he had this hip flexor muscle issue or whatever. And apparently, there's reports that he was snubbed for the game. Ralph Rangnick snubbed him, and he threw his toys out the pram, and he didn't want to play on the subs bench and all the rest of it. We don't know if that's true, but apparently we did see his reaction when he was taken off against Brentford. Was it when he when he was substituted off? He was fucking seething, wasn't he? And Rangnick had to go give him a cuddle and a kiss and say, "Look, chill out, mate," and we're saving you for the next game. So we can see Ronaldo being quite a fiery character. And if somebody pulls into the side and says, "Hey, Cristiano, just so you know, tomorrow I'm gonna play Anthony Elanga or whoever it may be instead. So you're going to be on the bench and you're going to come on in the last 20, 30 minutes." Maybe he did react like a petulant child. Who knows? This is all just speculation, though. We don't even know that. Maybe he's literally got an injury. He's gone to the boss and said, "Hey, boss, I'm not 100% at all here. As much as this is a big derby game, you're gonna have to give me a miss, lad." Maybe that's happened. Like, this is all just bollocks right now. But it could have been the case. I mean, I'm reading this on the Mirror's website, so that tells you everything, guys. You know what I mean? It's just absolute fucking rag dross sort of articles. But there you go. If he was legitimately just dropped by Rangnick, then Rangnick needs his head testing. Because even though Ronaldo's been in poor form, to have that sort of a player in your team in a derby, he's the sort of player that can drag you forward and pop up with a cheeky little clutch goal or two as well, even if he's not been in great form. And certainly if you look at how we played in the game, we might as well have had him on the pitch if he was there. So I don't get it. But anyway, he was absent, of course, on the Etihad on Saturday. He's been pictured, though, rocking up at Carrington today. With some security guards and stuff, couple of dudes in the background, presumably to go and whack Rangnick or something there. I don't know, but no. Ronaldo back at training there, and also he's been ruled out of Man United's must-win. So hang on, he decided to leave the UK. Is said to have surprised some of his United teammates who expected Ronaldo to make the short trip with them to the Etihad. To offer pearls of wisdom in the dressing room. So this is what's being reported, is that he basically went off to Portugal instead. So he had a falling out with Raggers, and then he's jet off to Portugal. That's what was reported on the Mirror. So, and then he's come back into training today with his bodyguards. But Rangnick said Cristiano had some problems with his hip flexor on Friday, and since then he didn't train. So, that's all he said. So, I don't know. Roy Keane seemed to think it was strange as well that he has this repetitive hip flexor muscle, like any time where Rangnick feels like he shouldn't be starting Ronaldo for whatever reason, he just makes up some fake hip flexor injury stuff. That's sort of what he said. We've had 110 votes on the Rashford thing, by the way, guys. Hey there, Ellie. How's it going? Hope you're doing well tonight. Get in there, you legend ass. And everybody else, thanks for joining. So at this moment in time, it's very close, very split between the fan base here. 48% say Rashford in, 52% say Rashford out. Crikey, guys, what's the matter with you guys? He's only had a dodgy 6 or 7 months. Fucking hell. Man, a new manager in the summer with a clear vision. And if we could get a project going, because this project hasn't even got off the ground, guys. This isn't even a project. What fucking project is this? Ralph Rangnick's come in a temporary capacity. Man, how are you going to get the best performances out of players when the current manager isn't even going to be here again in the summer? I actually do think that just the current situation is not an ideal one for it's like when you get a substitute teacher come in at school and everyone dicks around. Nobody gives a shit. I mean, I'm not saying they're not, of course they shouldn't be like that. They should be professional and they should have, that fight and desire to be Manchester United players. And they shouldn't need to be managed like that. Like Roy Keane always used to say, the players are managing themselves out there. They're motivating themselves out there. They want to go out there and do their job. So, but even so, it's not an ideal scenario. With somebody new coming in, maybe a new approach, maybe, giving Rashford what he needs and hopefully getting Rashford back on the right track, we could see him become a good player again for United. But right now, he's shy. Right, Michael Carrick has been speaking, and he just basically said that Donny van de Beek didn't get any opportunities for United, and he thinks that they made a mistake not doing that. He says, "I'm delighted for Donny. Football is funny at times. Sometimes things don't work out, and you want them to work out for a variety of reasons when you make a move to a certain club. I'm delighted he's playing. He needed games. He obviously didn't have enough. He will be saying over the last year or so. He's so versatile as well. Yada, yada, yada. They got smashed up 5-0. Right, guys, I'm just going to quickly just talk about this. Champions League fixtures here. Obviously, we've got Atletico Madrid next week, but the results in Bayern Munich Fucking hell, they beat FC Red Bull Salzburg 7-1 tonight, 8-2 on aggregate, with Lewandowski getting the quickest Champions League hat-trick of all times within 23 minutes, from the 12th minute to the 23rd minute. 9 minutes of hat-tricks there for Lewandowski. 2 penalties, but even so, pretty fucking amazing. I mean, this guy's insane. I just saw that he scored over 40-plus goals for 7 seasons in a row now. I mean, I know he's 33, but I'd love to see him wear a Man United shirt next season. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen, and it's absolute bollocks topic, but what a player. What a player. But 40-plus goals for the 7th season in a row, that is incredible, isn't it? Yeah, 2 of them were penalties, Mark Ashton, but still. 23 minutes, Robert Lewandowski has scored the earliest hat-trick in Champions League football. Or maybe it wasn't the quickest, actually, but it was the earliest hat-trick. So after 23 minutes of play, he's already got a hat-trick. That's pretty mad. I wonder who's got the quickest hat-trick in Champions League football. Does anybody know? It's probably Raul or someone. I don't know, but anyway. Or Ruud van Nistelrooy or Cristiano Ronaldo. Anyway, right, so there you go. That's a crazy result, and obviously Liverpool managed to get the job done against Inter, which was gash. Liverpool lose to Inter, but progress. They obviously won overall on aggregate 2-1, but did lose on the night 1-0. So they progress. Manchester United, of course, Atletico Madrid next week. Right, okay, let's get on to the transfer news. And thank you, everyone, for getting in here, by the way. We are going to get into the live chat, have a Q&A. So if you wanted to talk about Rashford, if you wanted to talk about Maguire or Ronaldo or any of the topics we discussed, we are going to get into a Q&A in a minute. Just going to cover the little bits of transfer info we've got very, very quickly. 180 legends in here. Once again, drop a like if you're just joining us. It's free. Kung Fu Cantonar, the shite out of that like button. And hit that subscribe button too. And also, get your thoughts and opinions in and speak with the legends in the chat. So, FIFA have announced that foreign players playing in Ukraine and Russia will be allowed to join a new club for free until April the 7th, L'Equipe reporting. So, you know, just saying, I don't know if there's any random Ukrainian gems that we can fucking get, because they can't be any worse than fucking McFred. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, that's a bit of information. Right, okay. So we got some news here as well in regards to Rudiger. So Rudiger, understand that Man United are interested in Antonio Rudiger deal, but the fact that they haven't yet decided on their manager is hampering the issue. So Ralf Rangnick likes Rudiger, but Ralf Rangnick's not going to be here after the summer, more than likely, unless he does something insane, like manage to win the Champions League. He's probably not going to get given the opportunity in the summer, in my opinion. He's already preordained to go into a consultancy role. So, but Rudiger is on the short list, apparently, as centre-backs, and anybody would be better than what we've got at the moment, to be fair. So, Antonio Rudiger, decent player, good player, much better than fucking Maguire. And, but still, though, you know, it depends so much on who's going to be coming in the summer, because there's no point. Like I say, United can't decide which players we're buying yet. I don't want to see us line up players on this occasion. Right at the start of the window. You know, you need to let the new coach come in. You want to get him in just after the season finishes, and then you want to let him sign all the players that he wants to sign and get rid of the players he doesn't want. So you don't want to sign players for a coach who's coming in. I just don't really see the benefit of that. I know Rangnick's supposed to be, you know, overseeing things in a consultancy role, but if he truly had some freedoms at the club to decide who and when we're buying, then he would have bloody bought Dennis Zakaria or someone in the CDM in January, because he would be mad not to. So, yeah, Antonio Rudiger is on the short list. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would take Antonio Rudiger and Manchester United. Smash a cheeky little 2 in the live chat if you don't think we should touch him with a 10-foot shitty stick. Let me know. Hey, Lily Gamer, what's going on? Says United a gash. He doesn't want to play. Oh, yeah, I forgot you're Chelsea's coming there for a sec. Okay, fair enough. Well, you know, okay. I mean, it depends really, doesn't it? Because if we finish outside of the Champions League as well, that is going to be a big factor for any players wanting to come and play for us. Like, yes, we are not the best Manchester United side right now, but we're still United. We still can offer all of the top players in the world, more or less, what all the other teams can, apart from guaranteed trophies at this moment in time, because we can't offer them that. But we can offer them the money. We can offer them, well, top 4 as of this moment in time, Champions League football. But if you haven't got the Champions League football to offer them, you can't attract the very best elite players in the world, because the very best elite players in the world want to play in the Champions League. West Brom Don says 1, Rangnick. Hey, Solo, what's going on there? Errol lad, hey, how you doing there, buddy? Says 1. Hope you're doing well tonight, my friend. 20xs TV thinks 1. Leah Rose thinks 1. So a lot of people would have him. There's a couple of 2s in there. Lily says no, but she's a Chelsea scummer. So, a lot of people saying yes to Antonio Rudiger. Much better option than the Slab. Slabby's just so damn slow. That's what lets him down. If he had a bit more pace about him, he could get away with maybe his defensive awareness being that of the fucking blow-up doll. Because, if he had a bit of pace about him, he is physical, and he is good in the challenge in the air and that sort of stuff. But he turns so slow, his balance is poor, and his speed and pace and being able to cover ground is just not good enough. So that's just fundamentally always going to let him down. If he had a bit of pace about him, he'd probably be really good. But he doesn't. So there you go. So something like that would be fantastic. Also, yes, another report from the Daily Mail, but obviously the Daily Mail are the Daily Mail, but they are also reporting that Marcus Rashford is on Paris Saint-Germain's list of candidates to replace Kylian Mbappe. So there was talks that he was going to go to Real Madrid last season. Didn't quite happen, nearly did for a huge amount of money, but didn't quite happen. If it happens in the summer, maybe PSG will come knocking for Rashford. But I personally don't think that we should sell him, certainly not until the new coach has come in and assessed him and decided whether or not he wants to give him the shot or not. Of course, a new manager coming in is going to have some say and also be able to hopefully mould the team with signings and departures. So it's going to ultimately come down to them. You want to give somebody a good, proper few years project here, not some substitute interim guy. I can maybe understand why they didn't want to invest heavily in Rangnick in the Jan window, I suppose. But they still should have got a cheap midfielder that wasn't a big risk. Anyway, so Rashford is linked to PSG at this moment. Right, we've got an update from Tielemans here, guys, or not, directly from Tielemans, actually. And I'll just get it up on the screen here, but I'll just get rid of that. Oh no, I'll move it down. Okay, so we've got some quotes from Tielemans. You know how we're constantly linked to Tielemans? By the way, I'm not sponsoring Norton 360. That just happens to be picked up in the little clip thing I made there. But anyway, these are the quotes from Tielemans. When asked whether he sees himself staying put, as reported by Leicestershire Live, he said, "Yes, why not?" This comes just a few weeks after Fabrizio Romano reported that he doesn't expect Tielemans to stay at Leicester beyond his current contract, which expires in 2023. He said, "It's brilliant to be here. I really like it here. We'll see what's coming in the future." So maybe this just doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't necessarily mean that, he's, I'm definitely going to stay at the club. But he's like, why not? Unless Man United comes knocking for me, or unless a big club comes knocking for me with a big paycheck, then why not? I'd like to stay here. I like it here. I like Leicester. I like playing the team. But he's just not said that, because he can't. So really, it doesn't really give too much away. It's just the fact that he's saying, that he likes it. he likes Leicester. He likes Leicester, but I'm sure he'd like 200 grand, 250 grand a week at Manchester United more, though, to be fair. So I still think he's somebody that should be on our target list. Then again, so is everybody else, dude. So is everybody else. So let's have a look at some of these other links of players that are linked with us. So De Jong, there's a report that's come out today as well that Manchester United have a Spanish source claiming that the Dutch international is the priority midfield signing target for us in the summer. And that would be a great signing. And if you've got somebody like Erik ten Hag coming in, I could actually understand why that would be the priority signing as well. Because obviously he knows the guy and the style of football we might be looking to play. And with Donny van der Beek coming back into the side, stuff like that, you could see a bit of a Dutch total football style instantly if you signed a midfielder like that who could maybe tick over our midfield, like we need. So, and also with Pogba going out, Manchester United should have quite a lot of money to spend this summer on a player like that to replace Paul Pogba, because we might stick with Paul Pogba, which I don't think we should. But if he does go, which is realistic, then we need to sign a top draw player to come in and sort of replace him. So somebody like that could be good. But, so it's understood Xavi would love to keep him, but would not mind if he's sold. Because there's a lot of quality options in the centre of the park. It's stated that Barcelona could offload the 24-year-old midfielder if they received a bid of £66 million or more. So somebody like that, just somebody like that who's a really top quality midfielder, that is what we need. And with a new coach coming in, which could potentially be Ten Hag, that sort of makes a bit of sense to me. Nathan Best, how funny you mentioned that. What's going on there, Nathan Best? Yes, Milinkovic-Savic got linked again. The new Wesley Sneijder of United rumours. Mate, I was just about to get onto that, dude. How funny is that? So listen to this. I've got an article that Manchester United could sign Sergei Milinkovic-Savic as Paul Pogba's replacement. I was just going to get onto that as well. So in Italy, Gazzetta dello Sport claiming that that Man United are looking to revive our interest in Lazio midfielder Milinkovic-Savic amid the potential departure of Paul Pogba. So, listen, this is how it's going to be at this moment in time. Everybody is going to be linked to this club, whether it's Tielemans or, Ruben Neves or, Milinkovic-Savic, anybody, all the players we've talked about. There's so many midfielders out there. I think the key thing is that United do in this summer transfer window is just wait until we've got a manager in, wait until we've got the right guy in, or at least know who we're going to sign already beforehand, and then, have a conversation on the phone. Hey, mate, if we're going to do some pre-arrangements, what sort of player you like in there? Something like that. But at least knowing who you're going to have coming in, so he can then shape the squad. So I really don't think that there's any much point really talking about which one of these midfielders is going to sign for Manchester United in the summer transfer window. It's still a few months away. The new manager is going to have a massive say on who stays and who goes and what style of play they're going to play. Let's just say Ten Hag does come in. Is he just going to dispatch or discard of Donny van der Beek? I don't think so. I think he'll give Donny an actual chance, and maybe Donny will be his guy. Who knows? So, instantly there's one midfielder he might have. Then again, if a different manager comes in, he might sack off Donny immediately. It depends who they like, who they want to play, and how they want to play. So, this is why we don't know about the future of Rashford either, whether or not PSG might come in for him or whether or not United should sell him or not, because the new coach might want to really want Rashford. Might want to play a certain way with Rashford. Okay, and also we got an update here from Matty Rushmano. Thank you so much to Rushmano for sending me a couple of live updates here. And also there's reports coming out now as well that United have opened talks with the agent of Richarlison as they prepare for Cristiano Ronaldo's potential departure in this summer. Let's get a vote in the live chat, guys. Richarlison, yes or no? I mean, he is a quality player, actually, but listen to this. United inquired about Richarlison in 2021, but were quoted 90 million, and they still want around 70 million apparently for him. So I don't think that doesn't represent good value for money, in my opinion. We do need a young, like a hungry player, young player. He is a quality player, but 70 million pounds or somewhere in that region's too much. Maybe if you could do a deal with somebody going the opposite direction, I don't know. Come on, you know what? Listen, let me just make a statement. Richarlison is a quality player, right? He is a good player. Let's just have a look at some of his stats for both club and country, right? So let's just have a look at this guy. Richarlison, he's 24, which is a great age. Obviously, still lots of development to come. He's a physical player, In terms of stats, let's have a look at his stats for the last couple of seasons. So in the Premier League, I mean, we're criticising Rashford for only having 4 goals and 2 assists in 18 appearances. Well, this is what this guy's got. So, and also last season he got 7 goals and 3 assists in 34 appearances. I know he's more of a, maybe a centre forward type, he's not really necessarily that goal hanger, goal scorer type guy, but you know what? That's shit. That doesn't impress me at all, stats-wise, He is developing, he is young, but we're on about, people are saying, oh yes, get rid of Rashford. Look at how we're going to get somebody else who's bang average, are we? No, not saying he's bang average, he's a quality player, right? He is a good player, but hang on, this is what's happening now. Man United standards are slipping a little bit here, I think, big time. We know that anyway with how the bloody club's been going. He's played 32 times for Brazil since 2018 and had 10 goals. Not bad. 1 in 3 for Brazil. Not too shabby. Again, listen, we need to raise our standards just a little bit here. We need to raise our standards just a little bit. Isn't he a midfielder, says Batman Knight fan? No. No, he's not. He's a forward. He's a forward. So, again, I just think we need to aim a little bit higher. Not that he's not a quality player. Not that he's not a good player. Just think we need to aim a little bit higher, bro. The size, there's Bell 601. Indeed. So that's pretty much the latest transfer links, guys. If you're just getting in here, there's huge question marks about United's defending, United's team at the moment after that City game. Shocking stuff. There's links with Marcus Rashford to PSG. Apparently they've got some interest there, and Rashford's supposed to be unsettled at this moment in time with his role at the club and the lack of playing time and all that sort of thing. So he's supposed to be considering his future at this moment. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on there. I think it's still dependent on a new coach coming in and what they want to do in the summer. And then if you look at, other updates we got, there's just a little bit about Ronaldo possibly being snubbed by Rangnick, or whether the injury was legit, but he's back at training. And then some transfer links, what we just discussed then. So that's basically it. Wasn't that much news over the last 24 hours or so with Manchester United, but I wanted to get on here, give you an update, because I just wasn't feeling it yesterday after that shite. So I took the day off, and today we're on here just giving you the latest news. That's basically it. So let's get into the live chat. Let me know your thoughts and opinions now. Do us a favor, drop the like on the video, smash that thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, get yourselves involved in the live chat now, and let's be having you. I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer and see what you legends have got to say. So do get your thoughts and opinions in. Also, just to let you guys know, I'm doing a Gran Turismo stream at 11:30 or just after. Around about 11:30, we're doing a Gran Turismo stream over on my gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. So make sure you come and join us later for a Gran Turismo stream. And if you've got the game, you can come and play with us as well. Right. I'm going to end that Rashford vote there as well so we can see the chat a little bit better. Out. 58% of the live chat say Rashford out. 42% say Rashford in. I'm in the in camp. I'm certainly in the in camp until the next coach has come in and given him a fair crack in the new season with hopefully new players and a new squad and a new mentality, new approach, new system, new style, new tactics, new bollocks. And hopefully we see a bit better from Rashford in the future. I think if we chuck him away now, then we could be chucking away a very awesome player over the next 6 or 7 years in football, because he did develop really well up to a point and he needs to get back on track. But, go shopping in Wolves. Great shout there, Joe Pringle. Got some very good players. Yeah, I mean, Ruben Neves is a player we'd be keen to take at United. Maybe we should be trying to get something like that, because he's not too unobtainable. He's easy to get. Wolves surely wouldn't be able to keep a hold of him if Manchester United genuinely came knocking. He would definitely want to play at United with a Brazilian connection. Portuguese connection we've got as well at the club. And also just the fact that we're a bigger club, he can get paid more money. Of course he would want to come. So if Man United were serious about that, and he is a good player, I'm not saying he's super duper world class right now, but he's young. Ruben Neves looks about 35, but he's actually only about 24, I think, or 23, 24. He's young. Like, he's still got the best years ahead of him. And in terms of being robust, playing every game in the Prem, development up until that age and having the experience in the Premier League, he's fantastic. So I think we should definitely go for a player like that. Yeah, it's on the gaming channel, Bell 691. No FIFA tonight, Catalan. No FIFA tonight. Taking the night off FIFA. We'll be back with FIFA every night from tomorrow, though. But I just wanted to play the new Gran Turismo, so I bought the Gran Turismo game, and I played it about half an hour. It's fucking awesome, man. I'm loving it. So I thought I'd do a stream for that, because I really want to play that instead. So it's going to be on the gaming channel. It's pinned to the top of the live chat, actually, for later. Ruben Neves for sure, says Ashley Bailey. Yeah. Ninja Starman, hello, says thoughts on Dalot being omitted from the 11 in recent weeks. Bizarre. I think it's a bit bizarre. Wan-Bissaka did come in. I can't remember what game it was now. Was it in the Champions League? Against Atletico? I can't remember. But he did have a good game. And so I can sort of understand why Rangnick wanted to play him. And also, in certain games where you need to be slightly more defensive or have a bit more balance, where you got maybe one of the wing-backs getting forward more so than the other, just to have a few more pods back, then Wan-Bissaka makes sense. But I do think that it's strange that Dalot was just chucked out of the team after playing really quite well. Like, he had a good run of form. I'm all about rewarding form, and he's just sort of been, I don't know, he's just been sacked off again now, it seems, by Rangnick. I'm not too sure what that's all about. I would have played him a bit more recently. Definitely would have played him a bit more recently, yeah. You'd even take Dendonka. You'd even take Dendonka the Plonker at United, says Nathan Best. Fair play, mate. I mean, this is how far United's midfield has fallen. I mean, if we just had Ruben Neves and Moutinho in the midfield, we'd probably be a better team. If we had Leicester's midfield, we'd probably be a better team. If we had West Ham's midfield, we'd be a much better team. There's lots of sort of average teams out there which have much better midfields than us. So Kovacic would fit United, says Connor Matthews. I don't really see them wanting to sell many players to us. So, yeah, Lily says, Connor, no Chelsea player will go to United. Why is that then? Why is that then, Lily? Because we've seen it in the past. Mr. Juani Mata, after being Chelsea's player of the season 2 years in a row, left. But then again, that was because was it Jose came in? Was it Jose and just said, nah, don't want you? Can't really remember what happened now, but yeah. Pick it downloaded. You can play GT7. A nice gaming sim. Right, you better get on and do some of the licenses and stuff because I've still got a shitload to do. And I don't even know how long it takes before you can unlock multiplayer mode, mate. So you better get cracking. Joey Pringle says, was one of the better players recently? Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Dallo was one of the better. I think he was one of the better players recently. Since Rangnick's come in, he's one of the players that's looked very good and has developed well. Transfer update. Oh, Rashmana, we've got a transfer update here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So I forgot to say this. So yes, there was some news to come out to suggest that Martial is likely to return to United in the summer unless he reduces his wages to suit Sevilla, because Sevilla are not too, they're not too happy with, I guess, the money that they would have to pay for the sort of player that he is, I suppose, it's crazy because why would we pay that sort of money to him either? I think he's on 200 grand a week, this guy. It's mental. So yeah, that's all dependent. It's likely that Martial comes back to England and comes back to Manchester United in the summer just simply because, well, he's not great value for money for Sevilla or anybody, really. So unless he's prepared to take a little bit of a wage cut, or United would be prepared to pay some of his wages to go and play for Sevilla next season or somewhere else, then that's not looking too likely at this moment in time as well. So, yeah. Also, we are exploring options for central defensive midfielders. It's very complicated there. We discussed it earlier with a lot of different options, but also Declan Rice. We're not really going to dwell too much on it at this moment, but Declan Rice would be one of the best ones we could sign, obviously. Only concern is they want like 90 million quid. And really, I'd say based on what he's doing this season and how his development's going and his age and everything, that price tag's only going up now, I think. Like David Moyes said like a year ago, they want fucking 90 million or 100 million or something ridiculous. I think it would take a huge offer to take Declan Rice. So I don't think it's that realistic, but you never know. He is a good player. He is a great prospect still, and he's already doing bits for his age and everything. So you can't really deny that he will be a good signing for whoever does sign him. It just depends on whether or not you're happy to, pay a big premium to get this sort of a player, or whether or not you're better off going for a player who's coming from abroad, who's just probably the same sort of standard player, but you can get for 30 million less. That's the thing. Also, United, this is also an update. United are pushing hard for a young Brazilian striker at this moment in time called Endrick. So, we're looking for youth options or younger options in the, in the forward line as well, which is a problem area for us in the summer. Cavani, Ronaldo going, Mason Greenwood, don't know, but he's probably not going to play for United again. So almost our whole attack line within at least 12 months, maybe even this summer if Ronaldo's disenchanted and wants to leave, maybe all of them are gone in this summer. So we do have to buy a top quality striker in this summer. A younger striker is supposed to be on Manchester United shopping list as opposed to an older one. So we've talked about Harry Kane. We talked about, I mentioned Lewandowski as a joke earlier on just to say, even though he's 34, I would love to see him for one season in the Prem and play for United. I still would. But I don't think, obviously, that's not going to happen. But it doesn't have to be a young player is what I'm saying. But we have seen the last couple of years, United have gone in the forward positions there for players like Cavani, players like Ronaldo who are aging. And they're not the best. They're not at their best. They're as good as they are, they're still not at their best. And United needs somebody who's at their best and getting better. That's who we need. We need somebody like a Kylian Mbappe or an Erling Haaland, somebody who can fire us to those titles. Unfortunately, those players will not come to Manchester United right now because there's better prospects for them to go and join. Sadly, that is the truth. So, you always like rice with chicken korma, says Charlie Anthony. Nice. Rice, baby, says Merrick Gallard. So a lot of you would take Rice, would you? Smash a 1 if you would take Rice at United. Smash a 2 if you think it's maybe too much money, there's better options and you wouldn't, or you don't rate him. Let me know. I mean, I would, but 90 million's too much money. You could go and get Ruben Neves and another top quality midfielder like Tielemans maybe for that sort of money. I mean, I don't know how much they'd want for Tielemans, probably a lot as well. But you could probably go and get 2 really quality midfielders for 90 mil. Fred's dad, no way, says Mark Coughlin. Why don't they pay players a fixed amount and give bonuses or reductions based on performance? There are some contracts like that, aren't there, where they're heavily bonus incentivized. And also some players have like pay to play contracts occasionally, like if they're a bit of an injury melter or something. But no, you're right. I think they should do that more. If you're gash, like you shouldn't turn up. Like I've talked about this before. So my great granddad was a footballer and he played for a couple of professional teams, Bradford, Park Avenue, and Leicester, and a couple of other random ones. And my dad used to tell me a story that if they won, then they would get a gold sovereign. And if they drew or lost, then they would just get the tram money home, basically, just get travel costs. So, that's it's a far cry from what football's like today, where players, get 250 grand a week, even if they're absolutely shite, even if they don't want to play and don't want to turn up, really. I mean, as long as they do it by the book and don't get fined week's wages or whatever, they can show a shite mentality and not get picked and still get paid. It's disgusting, isn't it, really? I agree. Lily says one player won't solve the problems at United. So true. I don't think even 5 players solve the problem. I think what we need is 5 players, 6 players, but also one key man, which is somebody with a really good vision, somebody who's, astute with the game, a tactical game, but also, has a bit of youth on their side as well, has a bit of something to prove, bit of hunger, bit of drive. Something like Ten Hag, to be fair, would actually make quite a bit of sense right now. So I think the key thing is the next coach, but also we do need 5 or 6 quality players coming in, maybe more, maybe 6 or 7, because there's going to be a lot of players going out in the summer. Relax Nation says too, I'd go for a cheaper option around 40 million. Me too, Relax Nation. I would as well. Absolutely agree with you. And strengthen elsewhere in the team then. Yeah, 90 mil is too much for one player. We don't want to get slabinated like we did with Harry Maguire, do we? Don't want to get slabbed. You know when you've been slabbed. By the way, shout out to Mr. Rushmono. Thank you so much for the updates over the last couple of days and during this stream. You're a top man, Rushmono. I really appreciate you, dude. Dante, what a don. He says James Garner and Rice would be a solid upgrade on McFred. Preach, Dante. Couldn't agree more with you, mate. Couldn't agree more with you. Like, how could it be any worse? A mop and a broom would do a better job than those wicked guys at this moment in time. Stake him in the ground, I agree, Dante. Like, we should give Garner an opportunity next season. He's impressing at Nottingham. He's doing... Every time not every time, but a lot of the time, if I see an article about Nottingham, he's being mentioned and praised in it, So it's like, I'm not watching the games. I don't know what the fuck's going on, really. But just loosely, I'm hearing that these players are doing well and they're developing well. And so we should give opportunities to these guys because we've got players in the team that are not good enough. I mean, I'd rather dead end Mengi given the chance there rather than Slabby Maguire right now. I know he's not available either, but these players should be available and we should be giving them a chance rather than the shite that we've got. Calvin Phillips, yeah, well, Leeds could be going down. They might be getting raided in the summer, dude. Calvin Phillips, we could do a lot worse than Calvin Phillips as well. Depends, again, on the money. He's not a lot of money player, though, Calvin Phillips. If you can get him for 20, 25 mil or something, then why not? But again, United need to aim higher. We need to aim high. But he is a good player. Whisper gold for me, Callum Gill. Easy one. Hammerhead says, you're deluded if you think Rice will go to United. Hammerhead, you're deluded if you think he won't. Are you serious? Who were West Ham again, lad? Okay, David Moyes has been doing well, but I'm sorry, Hammerhead. If Manchester United, especially if we had Champions League next season as well, if Manchester United came knocking with a 90 million offer and paid him more than what West Ham are going to... For a start, we can pay him more than what you can, pal. So for a start, that's why he would come, because of money. But secondarily, Man United's just a much bigger club. But, I mean, maybe he would go to a different club as opposed to Manchester United, if that's what you're saying. But but he would go to Man United if we were prepared to pay the cash. Lily says Rice will go to Chelsea. Yeah, well, that's it, Carl Maffett. If they come in, though, that's it. Who's going to pay the money for him, Carl? Like, West Ham are going to stick out for a big amount of money. At least 70 million. I can't see him go for any less than that. Maybe 90 million. So, Chelsea, would they pay that money for him and get him? We know what's happening with Chelsea Football Club right now. There's a bit of turmoil, mate. Their owner's fucking selling them and all the rest of it. Will the next owner or, whoever's overseeing things at the moment, will they be prepared to spend that sort of money on a player like Rice? I'm not so sure. So, yeah. Oh, okay, Hammerhead, I see what you're saying. Well, that's true. I mean, to be fair, if there were some other top clubs that came in for Rice, then I would imagine he probably would go to them instead. That's fair, but who's going to go in for him, though? Depends. Yeah. My boss is a Forest fan and raves about Garner. Says he reminds him of Carrick. Oh, get in there, Dante. Yeah, well, from what I've seen from him, he looks very, very good. He looks like he controls the game. He's cool-headed. And he's young and a big prospect. I'd certainly think he's got a lot more intelligence on the ball than Fred already. Rashmano, yeah, that's it. He says Rice to Chelsea is now questionable because of the new ownership. Precisely. The new ownership soon, precisely. Lots of question marks there. Will they still invest the big bucks? You know, if Roman was still there, yeah, he would spend 90 million on Rice, no worries. But he's not. He's selling the club. So if the new owner comes in and is a little bit more tight-fisted, wants to run it a bit more like the Glazers or, you know, make it a business to milk it, then you just don't know, do you? You just don't know. No, I haven't seen Batman yet. Hey, Sin Games, what's going on? Got to see it in IMAX. Oh, is it good? Is it, Carmea? Fair play to you, my son. You rate it? El Nenny to United, says Catalan King. Rather have Wilma than Fred, to be honest, says Scouser on the Wilma. Wilma! Rice is going to Arsenal in the form of a takeaway for one. Mikel Arteta's got on the blower to the Chinese down the road. It will be delivered shortly. That's the only Rice Arsenal again. That's so true. Kante to United, you what, says Lily? Well, we can dream. From what I read, their owner made by Rice with Swiss chocolate, says Charlie Anthony. Fair play to you. Ndidi, says Conor Matthews, yes. Hey, the Vutinator, what's going on? Yes, Ndidi's my man. I think he's a great midfielder, and he's the right age, and he's a defensive beast, and he's good. Yeah, I would sign Ndidi. I'd sign Ndidi and Tielemans. If you could do some sort of double deal with Leicester, where you just go and raid both those guys, and then give them some of our shine, like, here you go, Leicester, here's Fred. Here you go, Leicester, here's Scotty McTominay, and some money. Then maybe, I think we would transform pretty much overnight into a much better team, because that's what we're missing. Man United top four, says Aiden Feeney. Hope you're right. We need to keep Fred. New contract, says Solo Tamua. I'm not really. By the way, when I said that, I personally think Fred and Scott McTominay, both of those guys, have good places in the squad. So they're squad players. They're players that I would play when you've got a comfortable result done on the pitch, and you want to bring them on for the last 30 minutes to see things out. You know, Fred running around with his energy, or if you're playing the lesser teams in lesser competitions, you know, or the lesser teams in the league, then Scott McTominay and Fred can come in. You need a squad to be able to play on multiple different, different fixtures. Of course, you can't just, you have to rotate in this modern age. There's so many fixtures, but those guys are not good enough to play for Manchester United in the top games, or not even the top games, but the middle to top games. They're not good enough standard. They're a lower Premier League standard midfield pairing, McTominay and Fred, in my opinion. So, you know, like, if we really want to challenge for the top teams, we really want to try and, you know, beat the likes of City and win that midfield battle, United have to look at improving our midfielders. Like, they're good squad players, but that's all they are. They're never going to be world beaters. They're never going to be first team starters that I would feel comfortable going into like a Champions League final with, you know? So, yeah, that's right, Rushmano. They're just muck average. They can have Jones and Lingard. There you go. That's it. We could do some deal, Solo. Some deal. Wiggy says, I like Kante, but personally, I don't want him. I'd want someone a tad younger. Kante is 31 this month. Fair play, and he has had some injury concerns, but no, I'd take him in a heartbeat if he was available. Wiggy, what's good? Mephisto says Leicester won't sell Tielemans and Ndidi for less than 150 million for both. They've still got years on the contract. So true, yeah. We know Leicester don't sell players easily. Look at that. We paid 80 million quid for Mags. So they don't sell players unless they absolutely have to. They're not a selling club, really. When they sell, it's kind of like Tottenham, I suppose. When they sell a player who can't be kept, they usually get top whack money for it because they don't need to sell him. They're trying to stay competitive themselves. They've got money. They've got the 100 million plus money from the Prem coming in every season, just like everybody else. So I agree, Mephisto. But maybe if United did something with some players going in the opposite direction. I mean, like a player like Anthony Martial is a high value player. And he's a player that's surplus to requirements at United right now. Now, deal-wise, he's on too much money for Leicester. I don't think that's realistic. But I'm just saying there's other players. Maybe you could just sweeten the deal. Conlon says, you all good, Piggy? I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm going to have to wrap this up very soon, actually, because we're getting on for I'm going to do a GT7 Gran Turismo stream on the gaming channel in a bit. But guys, do us a favour, though. We're 3 likes away from 150 likes. Smash the hell out of that thumbs up button. Give it a like. Let's blitz past 150. Hit that subscribe and all that if you're just getting in here. You have nightmares about McTominay annoying bunny hop in midfield. Oh, yeah, Rashmano. By the way, in that clip that I saw earlier, of which was just an analysis of Lindo and Maguire for that nutmeg goal and everything, McTominay, if you watch him, he's absolutely fucking clueless as well in it. Like, he is bang average. Sorry to say. Alan Harris, what's going on, Alan? One of the channel member legends. He says Brighton have a few tasty players. Good shout. Yeah, that's it. Brighton. Even Brighton's midfielders arguably better than us. In fact, they are. Okay, after Rodri, of course, Chelsea new owner. You're not yet, E-Bud, I don't think. Not yet, EB-Bud. Maguire needs to go. Yes, hashtag Maguire out. Let's get it. Yeah, what the fuck, Gran Turismo? I know. We bought Gran Turismo Sim games. I know. I did it. We're going to play it. Guys, thank you, Stefan Herringtonio, your legend, for getting in here as well. Thank you, Solo. Yes, please do as he says and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you, Solo, mate, a.k.a. Errol Lad. Shout out to you. Be great to get you on Friday's show if you're around. Actually, I can't remember. Did you say? I'll message you. Just Sing Games, it does. I mean, well, there's a lot more to it, Sing Games. ACC's just, it's just GT3 cars and stuff, isn't it? So, yeah, obviously, Gran Turismo's just got, like, everything. So it's better. It's a lot better. It's a much bigger, complete game, you know what I mean? But Assetto course is fucking rad, dude. What are you on about? Anyways, T-Mill, Rushmano, Scotty and Bumpy Television, Ashley Bailey, Wiggy, Connor Matthews, Mephisto, Sing Games, Wiggy, Philip Chapman, Solo, Scouser on the Wirral. Everyone, thank you so much for watching the stream. I am going to have to end it there because, oh shit, it's at the time. Bloody hell. I get carried away here, guys. I was supposed to do it like an hour show because I'm probably going to start the Gran Turismo stream at midnight now. So see you over there. Guys, I'm going to put the link in the live chat. We're doing a Gran Turismo stream, not a FIFA stream tonight. Usually do a FIFA stream, but come and represent. Come and hang out. And if you've got Gran Turismo, then please do come and play with us, guys. Come and play with us. We'll be on there. 24 likes it's already got. What the fuck, bro? Guys, get in there. Okay, I'm going to put it in the live chat again there. There it is. So go over there, smash that link, smash a pre-game like on it as well. Hang out there. I'm going to get on there in half an hour. So please do go and watch that and make sure you subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming as well, but also come and hang out with us for the Gran Turismo stream. Thank you, Solo. Appreciate you, man. What a lad. Connor McNabb, Joe Pringle, Madhouse, Wiggy, Ashley Bailey, Charlie Anthony, Connor, Scotty, Hammerhead, Scouser, Conlon, Connor, J King, Sing Games, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. That is it for the show. Make sure to go over there, like, subscribe on the Gran Turismo stream, and I'll see you in about half an hour, peeps. Thanks for watching. That's it from me. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And also the website is unitedflyinghigh.com where you can read your latest United news. But I'll be back tomorrow with the news. We'll be previewing the game soon as well. The Tottenham game, not a good time to be playing Tottenham. They're looking pretty good, aren't they? But hopefully we smash them up. They are a bunch of bottle jobs, let's be fair. Right, guys, see you soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop that like, come back after, get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section as well, in the not live comments, and have your say and keep the debate going. Good night, guys. That's it from me. Have a good one. And sort your bloody selves out, United. Fucking hell. Bye, guys.